Daily is daily Vikings entertainment. We just want the Vikings to win a Super Bowl before we die.
I will ride with this group.
Seriously, man. Please.
And away we go.
All right. Happy Thorsday to all who celebrate. And it is our next Purple Daily offseason blueprint episode 3.0, where we go through in a little less than an hour here the entire Vikings offseason with a theme in mind. We'll have a starting point in mind, and then we'll go from there through getting them cap compliant, a couple free agent options, and then Thor will guide us through a 7-round mock draft. And then we'll have the Vikings roster basically for 2026. We will play Vikings front office here, presented in part by MSP Plumbing, Heating, and Air, Judd.
Guess what, folks? Freebuary is back. That's right. I didn't say February. I said Freebuary because MSP's commitment to this community has allowed them to run a campaign every February that includes giving away a free furnace to one lucky person. Book a $49 tune-up and you'll be entered to win a free furnace. You must book the furnace tune-up in February to be entered to win. To do so, call MSP at 651-615-4292 or check out their website, callmsp.com. No purchase necessary. Open to residents of the MSP service area. Must be at least 18 years of age. Void where prohibited. Ends February 28, 2026. See the rules at callmsp.com. Feel like a big voice announcer guy when I do that part.
You are pretty much a big voice announcer guy. I'm going to be one for Prize Picks right now because there is a big game coming up this weekend. It's a football game, and Prize Picks is giving you the big game max discount. So they have a special max discount. Drake May needs just one passing yard for the max discount to win. So you select more on 0.5 passing yards for Drake May, and then you select another player to your lineup. So, for instance, you could pick like Sam Darnold more or less on 230.5 passing yards. Kenneth Walker, you can choose various statistics on. The possibilities are endless. There's some deep dive punter stats in here too, but Prize Picks with their big game max discount. Download the Prize Picks app today. Use the code Purple Daily and get $50 in lineups when you play just $5. Happy Thorsday, Thor from Thor Talks Purple and Football Takes. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well. How are you boys doing?
We're better now that you are on the show and ready to help guide us through a Vikings offseason. And we, the audience, you guys ask us to do different scenarios and what if they did this? What if they did that? And one thing that we haven't done yet is the Kyler Murray scenario. So we decided on our text thread here this morning that we're going to do the Kyler Murray thing. I saw Alec Lewis speculated on this in his Athletic piece today too. So everything is going to kind of flow from the Vikings acquiring Kyler Murray from the Arizona Cardinals, and where we have to figure out here as a group is like, what are some of those details? What does that look like? And I can give you this information. If the Vikings were to trade for Kyler Murray and just take on his current contract without any other alterations, they would take on 2 years and just under $79 million. So just under $40 million a year over 2 years on Kyler Murray. It's like, for this upcoming season, it would be like $23 million base. It would be another $17 million roster bonus that hits in like the third day of the league year, and then a couple kind of in-season bonuses. And then you would take on his 2027 contract. The base of 19.5 would guarantee in March of this year. So you would be committing to like 2 years at face value and just under $80 million for Kyler Murray. There's also some speculation because, they just hired a new coach. Mike LaFleur is in, and he comes from kind of the Kyle Shanahan, Sean McVay offensive and passing trees. Kyler Murray has a $52 million cap hit in Arizona for 2026, which is 16% of the cap. And if they keep him around, then they have to guarantee him like a year in advance on that 2027 base. So they're likely looking for a reset. Would they just cut him is a discussion. It depends on what the market is. If the Jets are saying we're desperate, or the Steelers are saying we're desperate, we would give you a pick and take on some of that. So what we have to figure out as a group here is how likely is it that Kyler Murray would just get cut? And there's been some rumblings that there might be offset language in his contract, which would mean he could do a Russell Wilson thing for league minimum. I don't know that those are 100% confirmed. So I think we have to operate as if we are trading for Kyler Murray and what that trade value would be. Is it a third-round pick, as Alec Lewis speculates in The Athletic? Could you get away with, if you ate the whole contract, you could maybe do a fifth-round pick. But let's start with there, Kyler Murray, a trade for Kyler Murray. What do you guys think that would look like?
Well, I don't like if the Cardinals, if you are going to move on from there, I think the cutting is well within play, which would open up the possibility of a potential Russell Wilson thing with that offset language. The trading thing, we'll have to see what the interest level ends up being out there, but and also what change in philosophy of the Cardinals had since they hired that LaFleur guy. You start to hear a little bit of different indications coming out of there after that maybe they're more willing, the Cardinals, to hold on to Murray than they might have been before, now that they have a coach in there that can weigh in with his opinion on that. But yeah, since that hiring just happened, we're going to have to wait and see what they end up deciding there.
That's an interesting point, too, because I wonder, to your point about the Cardinals, I wonder what the Vikings, if there is a change in philosophy, is from their side now that Kwesi's gone, too.
Yeah.
And O'Connell, I mean, who knows what really has transpired here, but I also could see this becoming a more viable alternative with no resistance now that Kwesi's gone. This is not to pin the entire thing on Kwesi. I'm just thinking from a grand point of view of a discussion. I don't think Rob Brzezinski's going to lay down in the tracks. So I could unfortunately, because I don't love this idea, but I could definitely see this happening more now than I probably did a month ago.
Yeah, I think another factor here too is it doesn't sound or feel like the Vikings are bailing long term on McCarthy, but it sounds like they would love to ride this hedge or this path where they make their quarterback room better than it was last year and get it more on the level of where it was maybe 2 years ago. And you still have 3 years of team control of J.J. McCarthy. I mean, the perfect way for this to happen is if the Cardinals were to cut Kyler Murray and you bring him in for like a 1-year flyer at near league minimum, and then every party can make a decision after 2026 what you want to do going forward. But I actually think there's a way where you could. Let me pull up the spreadsheet of glory here for the audience. I'll go full screen here, Dex. I think that works. And by the way, the NFL did announce that the new salary cap for 2026 will land somewhere between $301 and $305 million. So we put it, as you can see on YouTube here, at $302 million, and the Vikings are sitting at around $345 million. So there's a lot of work to do to get cap compliant here. And then we got the various free agent players we can go through as well before we get to a 7-round mock. Let me go here. There we go. But what they could do, gentlemen, is trade for Kyler Murray, and they could either ask the Cardinals, if they said, you know what, we're not really looking to commit to like all that, why don't you guys take part of the $17 million roster bonus? You guys eat either all of that or a big chunk of that, and we'll give you, this might be an overpay, but we'll give you a 3rd-round pick if you eat some of that money. And then it makes us feel better. Kevin O'Connell, I want 2 quarterbacks that I could throw out there as starting options, and I don't want Max Brosmer to be anywhere near one of them. So you could either give them a 3rd-round pick and then ask them to eat a chunk of the roster bonus, and it lowers, let's say it lowers it to his number right now, if you traded for him, would be for this year $42 million on a cap hit. You could get that down to like 30 and then restructure him also and push some money into the future. Or you could just take on the whole contract, 2 years and almost $80 million. I will say, for the purposes of this, here's what I think we should do just to keep the exercise going forward. Let's explore the Kyler Murray thing. Let's kick over a 3rd-round pick per Alec Lewis's article. They eat $10 million of the $17 million roster bonus, and the Vikings restructure the contract to kick some accounting into the future, and you get him for a cap hit of around $15 million for 2020. So it'd be a 3rd-round pick for a cap hit of $15 million, and you'd have Kyler Murray and J.J. McCarthy in your quarterback room.
I'm down with that. Don't love it. Down with it.
I'm not saying this is our first option, but it's a
I got
path
you.
to explore on the show.
I got you.
Yeah,
Okay.
wouldn't be my first choice either. But getting that cap hit to $50 million, you've gotten it to basically what they had carved out for the Daniel Jones thing, right? And
Yep.
I think that's probably around what you're probably earmarking in advance for that the quarterback 2 or the other quarterback heading into the offseason. Because all the other cap stuff they're going to have to do, and the Vikings can create cap room. Like both the cap has ballooned a little bit. There's more cap space next season than there was last year. But then also all the stuff that they can do with their roster moves. But even still, even when you create some of that room, I don't know that you have room to go too far over $50 million unless you really want to start to take a wrecking ball to other parts of the roster to create stuff, or kick all the money into the future, but then have accelerations of guarantee money in the future where you could have future cap issues. So I could at least see it from that perspective of being something realistic that they could do.
Yep. And then they'd have kind of a bloated cap number in 2027, but that would be the last year of guarantees on his contract. And that'd be a fork in the road to either then trade him somewhere else, or you could, if you loved it and it worked out well or whatever, you could then do a long-term contract and smooth it out. It would just create that fork in the road point. So I'm entering that beep, burp, burp, burp into the Purple Daily spreadsheet of glory. And that brings us to 57-ish, $58 million over the salary cap before we get to snip, snip, snip some of the rest of this roster here, boys.
By the way,
That's
the irony that it would be trading the 3rd-round comp pick that you got back for allowing Sam Darnold to walk out the door and then turning around and trading it for Kyler Murray with a huge fork sticking out of his back would be quite the pill for the Vikings front
That's
office
Vikings
for
football.
us to swallow. Yeah.
Thor. That's Vikings
That's right,
football
Thor.
right there.
Quite Super Bowl winner Sam Darnold, and we got
the
1
type
year
of
of
thing that
Kyler
could
Murray to show for
get
it.
people fired, It's,
May I
Not
may
enough.
I suggest
Not enough yet.
Now that he is probably looking for something to do during the daytime, I think the next time that we do this, it should be us and Quasi.
Oh,
just bring him on. And
Quasi,
bring
if
him
you're
on.
out there, open invite, Quasi.
Just bring him on and say, hey, dude.
We got a 4.0 blueprint coming up, and we got an extra seat here.
And Thor's drafting.
Actually, yeah.
I'll let Quasi
you
do
can-
everything else. And it's like, Quasi, when the draft begins, I don't want you to say one word.
So we got to go now from $359.8 million, which is how much money we have currently allocated to the cap, and we got to get it under $302 million. And the only other executive decision that we will make here is last time we traded Jordan Addison. Let's keep Jordan Addison this time, and we can do other iterations again where we trade him, and then we can go from there. I would say the biggest chunk that you can, and for the YouTube audience, you can see this on your screen. You've got the 2026 cap hits for all the Vikings players. You've got their cap hit if they were to be cut, their cap hit if we were to restructure their contract, which is converting their base salary to a bonus. Executive decision number 3, I lied. Let's just take the biggest chunk, which is Justin Jefferson. It's a long-term contract. Let's kick a bunch of that down the road and immediately save almost $19 million on a Justin Jefferson simple restructure.
Yep.
All right?
Yep.
Okay.
That makes it way easier to keep going here.
Yep.
Anybody else here that are just obvious? I know we've done this exercise on a couple other episodes. So who are the obvious cuts here? Javon Hargrave, save $11 million.
Hargrave not going to be back next year. I also think that there's a shot that Hargrave could retire. But yeah, that's an easy one to put in here. He ain't going to be back.
And then Ryan Kelly, right?
Yeah.
Speaking
Ryan
of guys
Kelly.
who should retire,
So-
he's out.
I think even if he's back, that TJ Hawkinson contract, if nothing else, gets restructured significantly, right?
Yes.
Yeah, in this
Released
case,
or restructured.
Yeah.
so we're keeping Addison. So we have Jefferson Addison for pass catching options. Josh Oliver is going to be on the team. It appears we could discuss that, but I would raise my hand
we're
and
keeping
say
Oliver. Oliver's a king.
Yep, I would say we cut TJ Hawkinson and save the $9 million.
Okay.
Okay.
The problem is if you restructure and he's cooked, now you've pushed a ton of money into future seasons on a player that was cooked 2 years ago.
There's just no way that he's coming back no matter what at that salary was my point. So, yep.
Okay. Yeah, so that would get, obviously, tight ends would shoot up the needs list after that for the Vikings. They do that.
Yep. And so let's make note of that, too, as we go through this exercise. So we are, to this point, we have restructured Jefferson, and we have cut or sent to the pastures Javon Hargrave, T.J. Hawkinson, Ryan Kelly.
Aaron Jones.
Anyone want to fight that?
Nope.
Again, he'll have to come back for $12.
Exactly.
Yep,
so
I get the wrong thing.
Exactly $12. Yep,
you're going to make less than $1 a game.
I think it's less than minimum wage. So yeah.
Aaron Jones. I would absolutely have Aaron Jones back to work for the team after. You know, not to say like we're not saying Aaron Jones you have to retire, but like
right.
Good dude. Not personal. Just bookkeeping here.
Yep.
Yeah. He's doing interviews at Radio Row too, like on behalf of like still being a Viking and talking about. It's like I don't know. So we're at $305.8 million. We got to get under 302. So we need another. Probably more than that too, because we do have to account for potentially signing free agents. I will say, for those of you who haven't followed us on the previous blueprints, these cap ramifications and the math does include $15 million in rollover space from last year. That's already baked into the equation. And it includes, for those inquiring, the slot value for your first and I guess it'd be pick 18, your first and your second round picks.
And Phil, this is also the new cap number, right?
Yep, it's
of the
300.
NFL?
It's approximation $302 million.
Do you want to cut more guys or restructure like O'Neal, who I think you've got the option to?
Yep. So Brian O'Neal, if we did a new deal on him, he has 1 year left, not guaranteed, 18.9 million base. Mm-hmm. We could either just guarantee that and then his cap number pretty much stays the same, or we could do, let's say, a 2 or 3 year extension, which would likely lower his current cap number from about 23 down to, depending on the details, between 12 and 18 million. We could save, let's call it 8 to 10 million on his current cap number. That gets us compliant.
The problematic thing there, though, is with the age, and some of the health stuff. What about Cashman on something like that?
So Blake Cashman is currently a $9 million cap number. If you cut him, you save 4.5.
No, not cut. Like either restructure or extension.
Yep, we could.
Cashman's going to be the, without Harrison Smith, he's going to be the guys making the defensive calls. So it could make sense both in terms of the Vikings trying to open up some cap space this year, but also on the other side of getting extra years on that contract. That could be a extension possibility, guy.
Let's do it. So let's take, and I think it'd be about, if you just did a restructure of his current deal, which has 1 year left and then 2 void years for accounting purposes. If you did a simple restructure, you'd save about 4.5. It gets us compliant. We could also we could call that an extension, and you'd still probably lower his cap number to around that same zone. So let's do that. We'll call it a restructure. And look at that, it turned green.
Baby,
Hey.
let's go.
Very nice.
Let's go. And did we get rid of Jones yet? Because I see he's not in red yet.
Yeah, we'll make him red.
Okay,
Hold
okay.
on a second. Let's see.
You're just going. You're going for the throat right there.
Oh, we're clearing some guys
I
out.
don't see him in red. What about the contract? Speaking of a hypothetical, I believe Jonathan Grenard has no guarantees left.
Yeah, that's true.
If we're not going to trade him, should we extend him as well? Because my guess is they're going to talk about that at the combine.
Well, can we trade him in this thing? I mean, we already deleted our Sam Darnold comp pick.
Yeah.
A move that I don't know that we agree with, but doing the exercise, we could get back a second. We trade Grenard, and then we can open up more cap space too.
Yeah. So some teams that would be looking for, and we'll get into the mock. We can do the actual trade when we get to the mock portion, but I think we traded into the 49ers in our 1.0, but like the 49ers, the Bills, the Eagles would all be in play. So let's earmark that. Unless anyone wants to fight for this exercise, I agree. Let's Dallas Turner, you are now Jonathan Grenard in that starting role.
Okay.
Grenard, we're gonna fish for like a second or third round pick in value. Is that fair?
That's fair. Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So we're going, I'm just making a note here. Grenard trade, we'll come back to that. And that trade would be, I believe it's the same. Let me see here. We made a note. Yeah, if you traded him, it'd be about the same hit as a cut. And so we're going to put that, we're going to save like $13 million on Jonathan Grenard's cap number by trading him to a team TBD, which now we are sitting about $13.3 million under the projected salary cap. So we are officially compliant as of right now without doing anything else. We could come back and do other things like Brian O'Neill. We could tap that contract and some others. So if you guys are good with it right now, goodbye Grenard via trade, TBD. Goodbye Hargrave, Hawkinson, Aaron Jones, Ryan Kelly. And then we're doing a restructure on Blake Cashman or an extension, and then a restructure on Jefferson. Those guys are staying, and we're acquiring Kyler Murray with that third-round comp pick.
And what is the potential, if he retires, what does the Harrison Smith contract do?
So, yeah, over the cap right now has Harrison Smith. It's a 2026 void year with a number of $4.3 million. So I think you just have to eat that $4.3 million because it's part of past accounting.
Yep.
It's not a huge dent. It's like 1.4% of the projected cap, so it's not like a huge hindrance for you.
And Phil, I hate to be a Poindexter here, but you have the cap hit for the 17th slot there, and the Vikings have the 18th. Can we free another 100K or so if we?
Here we go. Hold on, 18 right there. And
do you have all these in a formula?
I think this would be like a 3. So call it like a 3.7 hit. Then there we go. We did just save another $100,000.
There we go.
Hey,
Hey.
Thor.
Hey.
Right side.
You can see that
5-game win streak coming in.
Yep.
you can see that the research for the spreadsheet of glory was started during that 5-game winning streak.
They'll never win another.
Yeah.
All right.
So we're cap compliant. We have traded a third-round pick for Kyler Murray. We are trading Jonathan Grenard for likely a day 2 pick, and we'll get to that here after we get to free agency as well. But that's where we sit right now in this offseason blueprint. Dex, before we go to the next phase, there's a big game this weekend.
Big game.
A big game.
Big game, Phil, with a big reveal. Big squared at my friends with Underdog. Sign up promo code SCORE, higher or lower on so many different options. In fact, I believe the Gatorade Bath is on there at Underdog right now. So not just higher or lower on touchdowns, interceptions, receptions. You can even get into some other fun action at Underdog with the big reveal for the big game at Underdog. Sign up with promo code SCORE, play your first $5, and get $75 in bonus entries.
Also, a Federated Insurance helping to power this blueprint episode. Federated was actually recently honored as one of the best in-state employers for 2025 by Forbes for last year, and one of America's most admired workplaces for 2026 by Newsweek. And it just kind of shows the work and environment cultures that they have at Federated, which they look to hire special driven people who fit the Federated culture, people who exhibit integrity, teamwork, respect, equity. They hire a lot of former college athletes. So if you're looking for a new career, or maybe you're looking to start your career, federatedinsurance.com/careers. If your teeth need better care, or maybe you've just been acquired via third-round pick from Arizona, and you're looking for a new dentist, Park Dental, 50 years of experience caring for and cleaning teeth in Minnesota and Western Wisconsin. And they have very convenient hours as well. Many practices open at 7 a.m. and most are open until at least 8 p.m. at least one night a week, so that you can go before and after work or school with the kiddos. Schedule your checkup at parkdental.com. We appreciate their partnership here on Purple Daily. All right, gentlemen. So we don't have a ton of free agency money to kick around, but let's start with some of the internal guys. We've got about $14 million. For the audience, you're going to see, this is the free agency tab as I go full screen here. And you're going to see free agents on the left, their ages. You're going to see what their projected average annual value is, either via Pro Football Focus projection or SpoTrack. And then you'll see their 2025 PFF rank among their position on the right-hand column. I think we should start with a couple prominent Vikings here. Again, knowing that we don't have a ton of money to spend in free agency. Eric Wilson, projected at like $4.5, maybe $5 million a year, average annual value. How much do you guys want Eric Wilson back?
I think Flores is going to want him back a lot. And I think, as we've discussed on recent shows, Flores' personnel say, which already was pretty high, I think has grown. I think he's back.
The only tough thing is with this limited amount of salary cap space, I would definitely not be advocating to give some of it to Eric Wilson. The off-ball linebacker class in this draft is really good. I believe it's the best position group in the draft. And if you only have, right now we have $14 million, I would rather tackle one of the other positions that maybe he's not quite as good in the draft, because I think it's going to be easier to get an immediate play linebacker like in the middle rounds. Yeah. If we've moved on from Hawkinson, for instance, maybe a tight end is where I would choose to put some of that. But yeah, just because of the limited cap space, that's my concern there.
Yeah, in fact, to that point, Thor, this is where we can let's use Thor's deep dive draft work here and knowledge to answer some of these questions. So let's start with, before we go any further on the free agents, what are currently our biggest positions of need after the roster stuff we just did? Tight end, we got rid of TJ Hawkinson.
Yeah, well, I mean, we created a tight end and then a primary need, and then also a secondary need of edge with our impending trade of Jonathan Grenard here. But the position needs outside of that, and just sort of in general, safety, cornerback, interior defensive line, you're going to need 3 starters at those positions. Center, you can look at that as a starter light, because you do have the Brendel as the insurance for that. But with the cutting of Kelly, running back, off-ball linebacker, and then the offensive tackle depth would be the other one I toss in there.
Yep. Among those, which do you feel like, based on us not having a ton of cap space, we should lean more draft versus free agent? You saw off-ball linebacker is one you're standing up for here, right?
Yeah, I think off-ball linebacker, just because the position's so good in the draft.
Yeah.
What are the so as far as these free agent classes go, or position groups, where is there enough depth that we might be able to get a relative bargain?
In free agency or draft?
In free agency.
I'll show you the running backs for one position here. The first iteration, we went after Travis Etienne because they had a nice little playoff run there, or at least like flash in the playoffs. Etienne's projection on PFF is $11.5 million per year, just under Breece Hall at $12 million. Breece Hall also chirped Keith Carter on social media a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Not sure he wants to play for the Vikings. I feel like Kenneth Walker is probably going to get a Godfather offer to stay with Seattle, but he is a free agent. Algier, Rico Dowdle, Javonte Williams. But how deep is the running back class for the Vikings and other teams here in the draft floor?
Not nearly as good of a draft class at running back this year, unfortunately, as it was last year. You know, could get a mix and match guy at the middle rounds, try to pair with Jordan Mason. But yeah, that position group is not nearly as good running back.
So we probably want to sign one
potentially
in free agency now.
Yeah,
potentially, or just sort of kick that position. You know, you could try to get a middle round passing down kind of a back.
I really would like to get some. I think giving O'Connell outs on potentially running the football is a potential mistake.
That's true.
So I would really like to get one to pair with Mason.
Yeah.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be a huge price tag, but I'd like to get one that I can rely on at least.
A couple options further down the board on free agents there would be, Judd, you brought up Kenneth Gainwell, I think, in our 2.0.
He could be a good fit.
Yep.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh.
Okay.
Nice season.
So maybe
that's the receiving guy, right? Whoever this is, it must be a guy who's good on receiving downs. We don't even care how good he is at running the ball, because Mason in this iteration, he's going to be getting all the meat and potato stuff. This guy has to be really good on passing downs, because you can't play Mason on the passing downs.
I like it.
Yeah, I think, and there's there's actually a lot of names that are household names here, especially if you're a fantasy football player. I mean, Javonte Williams with Dallas can catch passes. He's more in that $8 million projection range, though. Rashad White, Tampa Bay, Isaiah Pacheco. But yeah, I think I'm a J.K. Dobbins stan too, but he's always hurt, so that's something to look at. I think if we're all in agreement, Kenneth Gainwell for like $2.5 million, we can just kind of pencil that in right there.
He's a fine receiving down back guy.
Yep.
That's fine.
Okay.
And he's cheap.
Yeah. Let's
younger.
take a look at some of the tight ends here just for fun on the free agent market.
So before we go on, would that to you guys erase running back off the needs, or would you still like late round RB3 Chandler's going to leave?
Might be late round, but I don't
Would knock
want to
it way
draft.
down.
I don't want to try to draft one that I feel I have to play immediately.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I think
comfortable.
it's like you're not drafting one, period, but I think it makes it so that you're not desperately seeking someone that needs to play 400 snaps in 2026.
Yeah.
If that's a fair way to characterize it. There are some tight ends that are interesting here, and without Hawkinson, that does make this a position of need. I mean, Kyle Pitts is projected at like $16 million a year. There's some
16?
old veterans. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
PFF.
That's what I said.
That one good game he had, the Kirk Cousins resurgence game. What was that game in December? Like at the very end of the season, it was like one of those nights you're not doing anything. Oh, I'll turn the game on. It's like, this is the Kyle Pitts I thought we were going to get out of Florida.
Yep.
Like,
It's crazy.
it was like
Who's
the
this
one
number
time
8?
I got to see that guy. It's like, that's the guy. That's who I thought. It's great.
Every year he adds another touchdown to his statistical total too. So you're gonna. It's like year 1 he had 1, year 2 he had 2. You're gonna get 6 touchdowns out of him next year. So
Oh, okay.
you know that for sure.
Yeah.
We did for the 1.0, we went with the obvious KOC connection, and we went Tyler Higbee here. 34 years old, former Ram. You could probably bring him in for, according to Spotrac, $4.5 million average annual value. I'm fine just duplicating that if you guys are.
I am.
too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Knows the system.
The price is right there, and then
Correct.
it removes the tight end from the desperate thing.
Price is right. Thanks, Bob.
That's right. All right. Little skinny microphone. All right, so we're going $4 million there for Tyler Higbee. And then, are there any other free agent positions? Let's take a look at the centers real quick here, or is there any other position groups you guys are?
I think we took a look at the centers in 1.0. I think it was
By the way,
depressing.
The Tyler Linderbaum projection is up to $20 million a year on PFF right now as the premier center free agent.
I don't think the center. We did this at Mystic Lake, I think, and it wasn't real good because of it drops off a cliff fast, as I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And center as well. I like the center position in the draft. I'm totally fine with the center remaining, especially with not only where the constitution of the center class, but then also having Brendel as the insurance guy there. I'm cool not signing that guy.
Okay, good with that. Let me go down to, because we could use some depth on the defensive line here. These are some of the more like down interior defensive linemen on the market. It's not a super deep. 40-year-old Calais Campbell is still out there looking for maybe $10 million a year, which is crazy. This is probably a position that you're going to have to address in the draft long term. Logan Hall from Tampa Bay. These are all just kind of like good players. DJ Wanham is sitting back out there from Carolina. I think he got hurt this year. But there's nothing that would be like super needle moving. These would be more depth moves that we could just kind of tack onto the back end of this exercise in free agency. And we are sitting $6.5–7 million under the cap. So our moves right now are very sparse. It's probably worth just going to the draft and then circling back second wave on free agency.
All right. Good call.
So, yeah. Let me show you. You guys can see this, right? The current roster.
Yes.
Okay. So our quarterback room, McCarthy, Brosmer, Kyler Murray via trade. Goodbye, Aaron Jones. In the running back room, Jordan Mason, Kenneth Gainwell, Xavier Scott. And then the wide receivers, Addison Jefferson, Ty Felton, Miles Price under contract. Miles Price punt returning and Ty Felton gunning. It's going to be great. On the other side of that, tight ends, we grabbed Tyler Higbee to go along with Josh Oliver and then a couple young guys. Offensive line, looking for a center. Edge, looking for some depth, maybe in the draft, but Dallas Turner takes over for Jonathan Grenard. Jonathan Allen likely back as a part-time player who's very expensive, and then you're leaning on Jalen Redmond, Levi Drake Rodriguez, Tyrene Ingram Dawkins as your down defensive lineman.
Yep.
Linebacker, even keeping Cashman, it's thin. Tyler Batty and Chaz Chambliss, the only other one. So that's a huge position of need. Cornerback, only 3 on the roster. Byron Murphy, Isaiah Rogers, Dwight McLaughlin. And then safety with Metellus, Theo Jackson, Jay Ward. I think they like those 3, but it is still a long-term position of need for sure.
Absolutely.
So
yeah, and I mean, you still need a immediate play safety, right? I mean, like the needs right now: cornerback, safety, interior defensive line, off-ball linebacker. I think would be the top 4, followed probably by center, and then right after that, it would be offensive tackle and edge depth. I would think.
I'm also bringing. We forgot about Ryan Wright.
Oh,
You're
yeah,
back
gotta get
for
him
a
back.
couple $1 million. Gets expensive in the NFL, and then Andrew DePaula at age 39.
Come on back.
Come on back, buddy.
He doesn't have to return to work at Best Buy for one more year.
Back to safety for a second, too. I don't know that my guy, Theo Jackson, is going to be a starter again next season. He was not as good as I expected. I think he makes the roster. Not absolutely positive about that. But, yeah, with Harrison gone, I think that's a position where I think they like most of the guys that they have, but in an ideal world, Metellus goes back to his rover role as well. Yeah. So, yeah, among needs, that definitely is high on my list.
Okay. I'm going to pop open phase 3 here, boys.
I want a mock!
Which is the PFF
I want you!
mock draft simulator. We've kind of set the stage.
Hey, can I ask you guys a question?
Please do.
Where is that? Did you guys make that song, or is that like a song?
This
I've
is
always
back
wondered.
back in the old radio days. Judd and I think Dave Harrigan, our old
yep.
producer,
Yep.
got in a room and said, I think it'd be funny if we made a little parody song
Oh, geez,
off of like an
wow.
80s rock song.
I want a mock!
So that is our voices actually singing that track.
Is it really?
Yeah.
What, like auto tune or something?
No.
No, it's no.
No, baby.
You
That
guys
is-
should take the band on the road.
I want a mock!
No.
Yeah, you can
No, we
sell out
shouldn't.
arenas just
I'm going
with
to warn
that.
you right now that that's a terrible idea. Stick
Well, I
to
buy a ticket.
football.
I buy a ticket.
Thor, did you know that I don't think they're really available online anymore, but that Judd and I and our old producer, this is like 10 years ago, Dave Harrigan, we produced 2 different Christmas albums, songs by the U-Log.
Oh, okay.
I think there's like 20 tracks off songs by the U-Log. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Where can I pick up a copy?
I will send you.
Please do.
We got flagged on YouTube long ago because we thought we had like copyright safe background tracks, but then I don't know, YouTube told us that we didn't, and so we had to take them all down. I will make a note to send you the files so that you can review them for the audience.
Heck
How
yeah.
about that? Okay.
And also, let's start playing some offense instead of defense with YouTube. If we were the ones that made the mock song, if we hear that anywhere else, we're gonna have, we're gonna
Strikes.
start going after other people.
Well,
We're gonna put some strikes out there.
D. Snyder from Twisted Sister made the original melody to that, and he might come
You're
after
hurting
us.
our
I
legal
don't know.
defense, Phil.
But yeah, we will send you those. We have a folder. We'll send you those.
Okay,
tracks.
okay, sweet.
We can maybe make them available for the audience or something. But
Hell yeah, hell yeah.
so the first thing we have to do here, boys, is we have to force a trade with the Arizona Cardinals. And people can see this on YouTube. We'll talk you through the PFF mock simulator. We're going Vikings trading, what did we say, the 97th pick?
Yeah.
And the Cardinals are trading Kyler Murray. Again, this isn't necessarily something that we would advocate for. We could talk more about it in the coming weeks. But you guys wanted to see some different iterations. And so we're going to force this trade through.
Force the trade.
Bang.
There we go. And then we're also looking for a Jonathan Grenard trade suitor here. So let's pull him up if we could. And I would say the most needy teams on that front that are looking to compete are the 49ers, the Buffalo Bills, likely looking to replace.
I think the
a
Bills
couple
were the
guys.
second team. I don't have we done the Bills yet?
Patriots as well. You could toss out
And Patriots.
teams that need edge.
Yep. And we'll see what happens with. I mean, if they win the Super Bowl with that as a weakness, that's pretty amazing. Let me pull the Bills up just for fun here. So the Bills, the 60th pick, has a 14% chance to be accepted. The 91st pick is a 100% chance to be accepted. How would you navigate this, Thor?
Let's go with 60th, and we'll toss in a later pick.
So 60th, Grenard, and the 240 is a 21%. That's a 21 on the 234. 36% on the 202. We could try that and see. Oh, 40% on the 197.
Hey, Phil, really quick, could we see with the 49ers if they would be more willing with their pick? I don't know if PFF in their algorithm, if it's like the amount of need for that team, they might be willing to give up a little bit more, but just to see.
So the 58th, if we include the 197, is only a 13% chance.
Oh, so it goes down?
Yeah.
Okay.
So they are
I just
saying
wanted to test it.
Buffalo is apparently more willing here.
Okay.
Should we see if they'll do this? It'd be Grenard and the 197, which is essentially just a kick in.
Yeah.
For the 60, it's a 40% chance. Let's see what happens. Oh, let me uncheck
yeah, take
the
off
forced
the-
trade
yeah.
box.
Okay.
We're going to play it straight.
Okay. No, they rejected us. Let's keep going down to the 195.
Yeah, let's give it a
40%.
shot.
The 161 is a 62% chance,
Let's try 195 first.
and then make them throw in the 228.
Okay, that's okay. I'll be down with that.
Offer the trade. They rejected it.
Oh,
again.
jeez.
Okay. All right, we'll take off the 228.
Yes.
Offer it again.
These guys are ridiculous.
There we go. Oh, wow. They're playing hardball over
That's
the
super hardball.
All right.
Good stuff.
All right,
So
boys.
we got our second rounder.
All right.
With your permission, I will start this mock draft.
Yeah, let's do it.
Presented in part by Mystic Lake, Judd. This incoming mock draft.
It is indeed, because you know what football is full of? In fact, life is full of it. Naysayers. People that say you cannot stay, dine, and unwind all in one place. To that I say, do not listen to the negativity, because at Mystic Lake, you absolutely can. All starts on the floor with the rush of the table games and the hot slots. Catch an unforgettable night with the stars in the Mystic Showroom. Head to Hop House. Tons of big screen TVs to watch all the sports action. Great drinks, great food. Follow up with wings and burgers, or at Savor Lobster at the Steakhouse at Mystic Lake. And then don't forget, too, the spa. If you're staying there in the hotel, you can go and unwind in the spa. Absolutely a hat trick of fun. Book your getaway today at mysticlake.com. Mysticlake.com. Do not listen to the doubters. Do not listen to the critics, the naysayers, unless it's about the Vikings, in which case, then I guess you can.
That's right.
I want a mock. Mock.
All right. With Thor as our head man in the war room here, we are going to fire up this mock draft. And do you want me to just rifle to the 18th pick here? Is there
Yeah.
any way you would trade up? Okay.
No,
Rifle.
let's go to 18.
We'll start her up. Fernando Mendoza, number 1 to the Raiders. I'll scroll up here so you can see. Mansour Delane went to the Jets at 16. Just some players of note. Jeremiah Love fell to 12 to the Cowboys. It's interesting. And then they have no other quarterbacks going in here, which is not shocking. So here are the best players available at 18 right now. Denzel Boston, that Washington wide receiver, went the pick before the Vikings.
Here, Caleb Banks, you see there, the Florida interior defensive tackle, big stock up at the Senior Bowl. Caleb Banks, he's huge. He's active. He has light feet. It's a big fella that gets into the backfield, but he missed almost all of last season with an injury, and then an injury that he basically had a foot injury, and then he broke it when he tried to come back. He did rush back to play at the very end of the season, late November, but proved that he was healthy enough for the pre-draft process. And at the Senior Bowl, he was really good. So he is back to full health, and that's what puts him back in the first round mix here. For me, the guys that we see there on the board, this one would be between Banks and Avion Terrell. I'm a big fan of Terrell's game, the Clemson cornerback. We've talked about him plenty, versatile. It's a little bit on the smaller side, but I do think he can play the boundary in the NFL. It's also good when they send him as a pass rusher. He's good against the run. It's a sticky cover corner, understands zone principles. So for me, it would be down to one of those two guys. What do you guys think?
Judd?
I am taking the cornerback here. You said a foot problem for Banks, is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm taking the healthier corner.
I'm
I don't
good
like
with that.
I don't like feet problems, man. I've got the reverse foot fetish when it comes to sports.
The anti-Rex Ryan.
Reverse foot.
Exactly right. It's the reverse foot fetish. I am obsessed with your feet being healthy and your shoes being on, so I'm taking the corner.
That's fair. Yeah, let's take Terrell.
I hope that that's the exact Not that's the exact interaction in the Vikings war room, which is like someone really smart gives a full background of like which two players make sense, and then someone chimes in with, "Yeah, I got kind of a reverse foot fetish, not really into the."
I don't want a guy with a hurt
defensive
foot.
guy."
I hate feet with athletes. They always cause problems.
All right, we're back on the clock with the 49th overall pick here.
Ooh.
And I'll give you a scroll through, Thor. You can see some of the best available players. And by the way, take cornerback off the immediate needs list. I would say at this point, tight end, linebacker,
Safety.
center,
Yeah,
maybe safety.
Well, for me, right here, this would be safety, interior defensive line, or off-ball linebacker because we didn't re-sign Eric Wilson. And then we're monitoring center. Right.
Okay.
This is probably going to be a little bit early for that, but that's one to keep an eye on. But, yeah, I mean, at least that's where I would be right now for this pick.
So AJ Halsey, the safety from LSU, is the best player on the board right now.
Or as I call him, AJ Frederickson Halsey. Halsey, he has the versatility to move around. I do think Brian Flores would like this guy. He's an aggressive player. And he's sort of a self-made player. He came up. This is a third different school at LSU. He sort of proved it all along the way, and finally in the SEC. So I like his game as far as the safety with versatility. Phil, the other safeties on the board right now, are we out Thieneman and McNeil Warren? Is
I
Halsey
believe
the
so.
last? That's important because Halsey, okay. So Halsey's the last stop on the, we're pumped to get this guy into the lineup right away. Safeties.
I mean, I kind of.
That's Rob Brzezinski calling to say, stop saying the safeties we're interested in.
And I think part of this has to be, listen, Kevin, if I'm Brian Flores, I'm telling Kevin, all right, we run the show here now. All right. I know it's definitely probably like more Kevin running the show
I'm the
than
captain now?
Brian, but.
Look at me.
But you got to trade for your other quarterback in the room already.
Yeah.
Let me have a couple early picks to fortify my defense and make it even better than it's been. So I think unless you really love like this Vanderbilt tight end as a plug and play guy, that would be the only. If I'm fighting for the offensive side,
No, I mean we signed Higbee to replace Hawkinson, but like. Tight end at that point gets knocked way down. Phil, you could really quick toss up defensive line and linebacker just so we can confirm that there's not someone there that we love.
There we go. And we do have the 60th pick coming up, and there's a bunch of guys in this range coming up that we could.
I'm grabbing the safety here. Boys.
Okay.
We have to because there's the drop off after him to the next tier of guys. So that's the right spot to get that guy.
There we go. Okay, so the first two picks are the cornerback Avian Terrell from Clemson, and then the safety AJ Halsey from LSU. And we're just stacking the defensive backs room there. Back on the clock with the 60th overall pick, and our guy Connor Lew, the center from Auburn, just went one pick before to the Texans.
That's okay. There's centers that are going to be converted from collegiate tackles that I think we can get at a better price point. So that's what we're going to be targeting. Maybe not with this pick. Probably one of the next two. Here, Phil. Let's do the thing with interior defensive line and linebacker again.
Sure, happily.
And we'll
Yes,
see
chef.
what we got. Oh,
Yes,
Jacob
chef.
Rodriguez. Jacob Rodriguez.
All right.
Oh, and Big
There's
Citrus.
Big Citrus.
Okay.
I love how we're not even we're like 2.5, almost 3 months away from the draft. And while 95% of the comments on Thor Talks Purple mock draft on YouTube this week were like, this is amazing, injected into my veins, Thor's already getting a complaint from at least one person that he always drafts Big Citrus.
I love Big Citrus.
You better strap in, buddy, because there would be about 12 more mock drafts of Thor taking
Great
Big
if they
Citrus.
really take him.
Phil, you see how we have, after the next pick. So the next pick is that, so this is 60, right? And then the next one is at 92?
82.
82. But then we have a break. Is that 100? It's over 100 picks between the next one, right?
Yep. 195.
Check that one trade possibility and see if they're anywhere close to where we're picking.
It's the Bears at 89, so we'd move back from 60 to 89 with
Yeah,
this
we don't
pick.
we don't want to do that. So we will pick here. For me, this one is between Big Citrus and Jacob Rodriguez.
Let me pull up Jacob Rodriguez
Yeah,
here. He's the linebacker. Let me scroll down. You see me scrolling. Texas Tech. We could probably sit on him and get him with the 82nd pick if we're gaming the system.
Yeah, well, this is one. Yeah, I was hoping to, kick down 10, 15 slots here. The linebacker class, it is deeper than interior defensive line. So that would be another kind of data point of Big Citrus, despite the one commenter that hates when I take Big Citrus. But
doubters, naysayers.
This is a pro Big Citrus.
You know what you got to do?
I
think you got to take him, Thor. Like you. I feel like you're obsessed with him for a reason.
Yeah.
And if you pass on Big Citrus, it's going to be like Warren Sapp was, where he's playing in Tampa for all those years, and you're like, why didn't we take Warren Sapp? Who cares? He smokes some dope.
I want the good run defender, and I
agree.
think we all saw the depreciation in the run defense just from not having Harrison Phillips there and not having the occupier, the team run defense guy. And you can get that back with a guy like Dominic Orange. So yeah, let's take Big Citrus. And I apologize to the guy who's going to be angry to me.
Sorry, random commenter guy. You're going to have to swallow this one. Back on the clock at 82. Let's see if our Texas Tech linebacker. There's Jacob Rodriguez still there.
All of them.
We are going.
We got a couple running backs there that we like too. And I love Jennings Dunker as well.
Four trade offers.
Okay, let's see what we got.
Okay, so we're sitting at 82. It's the Rams calling at 93, and then it's other teams from 103 and beyond. That's probably too many spots, but
I would love to pick up two picks that are Phil, is there anyone where it's like you drop down like 12, but then their other pick is right after? They have another one's right after that.
The Jets would be 103 and then 175. The Browns would be 107, 139. Commanders are 145. That brings us back way too far.
Dang it. Yeah, I love a lot of the names on the board. So if I could, if we could have figured out a way to get two closer. I mean, Jonah Coleman against Emmett Johnson is a great debate. Emmett Johnson is a local kid from around here that made good at Nebraska, who is making an argument for RB2. I mean, that could end up being RB2 in this class, but came from the Academy of Holy Angels. He was Mr. Minnesota in high school football coming out, and the Gophers, for whatever reason, decided not to offer Emmett Johnson a scholarship. But and then this past year, he went absolutely ballistic at Nebraska. Between those guys, between Jennings Dunker,
your guy,
between
again,
Rodriguez,
another one of your guys.
Yeah, like Dunker is the collegiate right tackle that we know is going to be an awesome guard, but he also said that he is going to be working out as a center the rest of the process. And then, working out as a center at both the combine and then his pro day, and then Jacob Rodriguez. So there's almost an embarrassment of riches here. And again, I wish it was more realistic to move down just a little bit. But I know it's the alarm going off in Judd's head of we're getting cute. Just take one of them.
Thank you.
So between. All right, boys, let me put this back on you. Between an awesome collegiate right tackle where it's probably a guard and maybe could be the center thing in Dunker against either of those two running backs. I love both of them. And then Rodriguez, thinking about the positions, because all these guys, very attractive prospects, and I think the Vikings would be interested in all of them. Between those three possibilities, just thinking about the positions, where would you guys kind of lean?
Judd, you call it.
Okay. First of all, I do have a question back to you. Who steps in? Like who is potentially a day one starter and who is
short-sighted?
Well, no. I know. I'm trying to figure out. No, I'm looking at all the variables here.
It is a good question at the most.
All the variables here. There's a lot of things.
Garrett Bradbury. No, it's fine. All right, whatever.
So I think with the linebacker, with the room where it is, if we have, because we didn't re-sign Wilson, right?
No, because you put your foot down and
that room is in bad straits. Dunker, we wouldn't know the position right away, right? Like I know he can play guard.
Right.
Pretty sure he can play right tackle in the NFL.
Right.
Center, he thinks he can, but that's and then I think it would be Rodriguez.
Okay, so we'll take
Carson. He's going to start right away.
Carson Beck here, actually. Carson Beck.
If you take Carson Beck, I'm walking off the set.
You can't now. You're employed by us.
That is true.
Jacob Rodriguez, the linebacker from Texas Tech.
There we go.
All right.
Are we good defensively
big
right
drop.
now, boys?
Woof. Look at this drop.
We wait 113 picks or whatever the hell it is.
Oh, gosh. All those attractive, they're all going to be gone.
Do you think Carson Beck is still on the board? He's not.
If I was drafting for 32 teams, he would be.
Okay, is there a running back here now who qualifies as a project? Again, I don't want this guy to play immediately, but who you actually like?
Yeah, of the running backs there.
Yes.
Roman Hemby would be a fit. That's a guy that can play on passing downs. Phil, keep going down. Yeah. For me, Hemby or else Whittington. If you go later, Whittington, it can be the mix and match guy. But yeah, we're getting down to the bottom of the barrel with these running backs real quick.
Okay. Judd, if you feel strongly here, because we do have other picks for other positions, we could go Roman Hemby here.
But we did get Gainwell. So
yeah.
For me, Phil, could you toss up centers and the offensive tackle? I want to see if IOL and then OT, because I want to see if those position converts are for the center thing.
I'll put them all on. I'll put
here.
center on here too.
But
You got
it.
Okay. I love the name Demetrius Cronover. It's just a great name.
How do you pronounce the Wake Forest kid's name?
Fa'alili Fa'amo.
Yeah, we'll have to get better at that leading up.
Sounds like a song.
Yeah, Cronover is fun because he's got like 86-inch wingspan. He is a former tight end, but it's collegiate tackle. But Phil, keep going down on that. I want to see the other. I'm hoping. Oh man, we might have missed out on Logan Jones. Probably
we missed out on everybody.
Yeah,
we
that drop was precipitous, wasn't it?
They're gonna have to figure that out.
Yeah. I guess we could go. We could go Brailsford here. It's not my favorite center prospect, but I mean, with where we've gotten, because now we're at the end of the sixth, middle of the sixth round.
Well, would you rather go? I mean, Brailsford is the best non-quarterback offensive player on the board here. So unless there's somebody else, and then Roman Hemby is pretty close behind. We go Brailsford.
Let's go Brailsford.
I feel like you occasionally find centers right around here.
Yeah.
And this is one, and then we pick two
like
picks
Matt
later,
Burke.
anyways. So why don't we pick Roman Hemby here, and then we can check a running back box.
All right.
Because we're back on the clock here. So, okay, and then Roman Hemby. And then 5 picks later, we're back on the clock again at the 202.
So now we would go, have we done like a true backup offensive tackle would be one. Backup edge, right? Because we haven't hit that yet. Even we traded Grenard. So we'd want to nod at depth there. And then maybe tight end, just think we did sign Higbee after cutting Hawkinson, but that could be in as well.
Yep. Here's the names for you.
Okay.
Lake McCree from USC. Top tight end on the board.
You know what? Let's go with Cronover here. Cronover, he's not there yet. But Cronover, the measurables on him for a guy who was converted from tight end are awesome. He is 6'7", 331 pounds, almost 86-inch wingspan on that kid, almost 36-inch arms. And again, he started out at tight end. His feet are really good. You're going to have to work on the technique with him, but he's long as a bridge, and you're going to have to run around the entire river to get around that guy because of that length and the foot quickness. There is that building block there with him, and to get a guy like that here, we'll just see.
Okay, so we got our OT depth back on the clock here with 2 more picks, the 234 and the 240.
So edge, tight end.
I'll throw those up for you. Edge, tight end.
Hey, one thing to keep in mind at this point, is there a better third quarterback option than Max Brosmer?
Oh, could do that too. I love taking Cole Payton.
We took Altmaier on the mock.
That's right.
Last week.
Right.
Altmaier in play too.
Cole Payton do anything for you?
I like me some Cole Payton. I think with this pick though, because the developmental quarterbacks are there. If we could do that in 6 picks, I think with this one we can hop the line for Patrick Payton, the LSU edge rusher. Patrick Payton has a lot of natural ability, and he is going to test well. But it hasn't been put together by him yet, and so it's one of those you're getting a discount on a guy that you could develop, and if it doesn't work out, he's going to be a fairly quick cut, but that ability is there with the measurables.
And so with the 240 then, with our last pick, this is where we find the Brock Purdy whoever that may be. So I think, dude, if you like Cole Payton,
I like Cole Payton.
Why don't we put a little NDSU, a 96 PFF grade
I like
for
Cole
Payton
Yeah,
last year?
it was one of the best
unreal,
individual PFF graded seasons of all time. Now it was in the FCS, of course. But Cole, it's a really interesting game. With the 6'2.5", you're a little bit over 230 pounds. It's a dual threat, swashbuckling lefty. Judd. Swashbuckling lefty. Big fella's going to run in the 4.5s. Judd, he can get the ball down the field, throws a really catchable tight spiral as well for Cole Payton. We're going to have to work with him about how quickly he reads the field. That's why he's going to go later on. But the physical ability there in a bad quarterback class is pretty intriguing.
I love this.
Big boy. Where the big boys at?
Come on.
All right, let me real quick. Before I scroll, I'm gonna copy this image and throw it in the spreadsheet of glory so that we can also unveil just a quick snapshot of everything that we just did here and the new Vikings roster. But how are we feeling about? We're also hunting. We'd love to get an A+ if possible. I don't know.
Last time it
PFF
took us till the
is
very end. Ooh.
Oh, a couple of A's.
Hey.
Big Citrus with a C,
Big
a couple of
Citrus.
C's.
We got
Okay,
Rodriguez
A.
at 82.
A.
They don't like this.
Okay.
B+,
All
right.
C+. Okay, B-.
It's like my
It's
transcript.
gonna be a B+. Okay.
Okay.
That's not
Okay.
That's not a
terrible.
bad. That's not a bad grade.
Did they put our Kyler? Was that involved with that? Maybe not.
Yeah, it's a forced trade at the
Forced
bottom
trade.
here.
Oh,
I don't
fourth
know
straight.
that they-
Okay, so they don't
yeah.
count it in that.
But it's
Okay.
not a grade, right? It's just part of the.
So let me remove
Hey,
this.
I mean,
This.
not so bad. Not so bad.
There.
So let's see here. This is what I'll give you this last little snapshot. You guys can see this, right?
Yep.
Okay. This is our blueprint 3.0 quarterback room. And your boy's got to get to O-line committee in like 2 minutes here. Jeremiah's going to hit me with the late fine. But J.J. McCarthy,
Or just hit
Kyler
you.
Murray, or just hit me physically, yeah. And then Max Brosmer with also Cole Payton as your 4 quarterbacks.
Love it.
Running back room of Jordan Mason, Kenneth Gainwell, Xavier Scott, and then Roman Hemby from Indiana. Wide receivers, Jefferson, Addison, Ty Felton, Miles Price, and probably like a veteran free agent that we didn't quite fill out the entire.
Yeah, I should have hit a wide receiver. That's on me.
But hey, you got Jefferson, Addison. Go get it, boys.
Brian Flores is very happy right now.
It sure is.
TJ Hawkinson out, so that means the tight ends are Oliver, Bartholomew, Eurosek, and then the veteran Tyler Higbee. We did not draft a tight end. And then the offensive line, the only one out is Ryan Kelly in this exercise. And then there's a couple other veterans. Well, no, Justin School, I guess, is a free agent. So you're looking for some tackle depth. So we drafted Demetrius Crownover from Texas A&M. The edge rusher room, Van Ginkel, Dallas Turner elevating, Bo Richter. You also still have Gabe Murphy on the practice squad. And then Patrick Payton, development guy from LSU in the 7th round. Your defensive linemen, Jonathan Allen, Levi Drake Rodriguez, Jalen Redmond, Tyrene Ingram Dawkins, and the big citrus, Dominic Orange in the draft. Linebackers, Blake Cashman, Tyler Batty, Chaz Chambliss, along with Jacob Rodriguez, the 3rd-round pick from Texas Tech. And then cornerback room, Byron Murphy Jr., Isaiah Rodgers, Dwight McLaughlin still under contract. 1st-round pick, Avian Terrell. And then your safety room is 2nd-round pick, A.J. Halsey from LSU to go along with Josh Metellus, Theo Jackson, Jay Ward. And then we also brought the special teams band back together with Will Riker coming back, Ryan Wright, and longtime long snapper, Andrew DePaula. So there it is, boys. What do you think? Is everyone getting fired?
I like that draft.
Yeah, this would be the best Vikings draft in years. And Vikings, by the way, I am available if you need any help. I don't know if these
They
guys
might.
let me
They're
off
hiring
that
people, I
last
think.
weekend. Yeah,
Consult?
available, but
Consult.
bring the
they
whole
could
war
definitely
rooms,
use some help there.
If
Yeah,
you're a
draft
consultant,
party, yeah.
though, you tell them I am staying on Purple daily as well.
I'll
So-
text them from our live show.
Exactly right. So the information, it's going to be going both ways.
I like that.
All right, dudes. Let us know in the comments. Did we butcher this? Did we crush it? Are we all getting fired?
Did we cook?
Did we cook? And you can find way
No more cooking
draft
with the Vikings.
conversation on
The chef's been fired.
Thor Talks Purple. And then I know you're also doing your first of a few on football takes today. Full round 1 mocks where you're going to have various guests on throughout the next couple months.
Yeah, Derek Brown of Fantasy Pro is coming on today for alternating first-round mock on Football Takes.
Derek Brown making his Score North debut. So check that out, Football Takes. And then O-line committee also, if all of that isn't enough of a football fix for you. For our guy Thor, for Judd, for Dex, I'm Phil. Happy Thorsday, and we just want the Vikings to win a damn Super Bowl before we die. See you guys.